Hello friends, today in this live stream we will be building a tic-tac-toe game inside your React.js application. So basically inside your screen you will be seeing a tic-tac-toe game here. So if I refresh the page here, you will see exactly 9 squares are there here. On each row there are 3 squares which is comprises the tic-tac-toe. So if you know the rules here, basically 2 players can play this game and each player will have this symbol either X or 0. So there are 9 squares out there. Basically if you put here like X here, and now this is the next player which is playing, so it will put 0 here. I will put X here, 0, and at any time moment of time, if I have 3 squares at same here in the same row, I win. You can see the winner is equal to X. So now the game is over. So you can click the reset button once again to actually start the game once again. Like this, you can play this tic-tac-toe game. So now you can see if I put this, so this also wins because the cross here matches the X value. So winner is equal to X. So now this time if I take this example, now if I put 0 here like this, so now you can see winner is 0 because this matches this row here like this. So this is equal to tic-tac-toe game. It's a strategy board game. We will be building inside React.js. Very simple logic we will be applying it to make this application. It's a multiplayer 2-player game. So you can see winner like this. So winner is X. So in this way guys, you can build out this game inside React.js. So if you are watching it for the very first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. And I have written a complete blog post on my tutorial website codingsiksha.com. So here I have written the blog post and given all the source code which is required for this application. So if you want to get all the source code, go to the description of this live stream, and also you can get the full source code. I will give in the live chat as well. So I will pin this comment so that you can get this. So the comment is pinned. You can go to this blog post to get all the source code. So let's start building this application from scratch guys. So this is your brand new React.js project. So I will delete all the code from it and start from scratch. So very first line we will write here. Basically here we will be importing the React dependency. So we will import the React module from React. This is the index.js file. So we will import React from React. And also we will be importing our index.css file which is required for this. And then basically we will have a class level component guys. Basically this will be called as board, and it will be extending the root component of React like this. So basically this will have a render method, and inside this you can return something to the user that this is a tic-tac-toe game. So now we need to export this component guys. It's very easy. So if you see here, and there will be a second class which will be the actual game. So basically this will be class game, and this will also extend the React component. So basically this component, inside this component we will again have a render method, and inside this return statement we will be binding a div here. We will be giving a class name to it of game, and basically inside this we will have a game board class, and inside this we will populate this board component like this. We will display it. So this is the actual board component that we are embedding it in our main game class. So now we need to display this on the screen. So basically here we will use React DOM like this. So React DOM, it contains a method render, and basically here you can render out your component which is the game component on the screen, and then the location. So here we will be selecting it by the ID which is root. So if you now refresh your application guys, you will now see it is saying React DOM is not defined. So I think you need to import the React DOM at the very first line, which is, so you need to import React DOM from React DOM. So just remove this curly brackets. So if you refresh it, no error will be there. It is saying that, let me refresh it. So it is compiled it, and if you see this application, if I refresh it, so you can see this is a tic-tac-toe game. So now we have successfully are getting this. So now to build out this game, guys, we first of all need to declare some state variables. So right here inside your board component, we will have basically our constructor. Inside the constructor, we will be having a different kinds of properties. We will call the super method, and we will pass the properties. And basically, guys, here we will be declaring the state for the component. So here, if you see the game, guys, we will have 9 squares. We need to declare it. For this, we will say this dot state, and inside the state here, guys, we will be declaring a squares array. So this will be exactly of 9 length, like this. So exactly 9 squares will be there, 3 on one line, 3 3 3. And now to fill it with the null values, we will use the fill method to fill out the empty array by null values. So now you can see this squares array, when you load the application for the very first time, this will be completely null, and next value will be x is next. Basically it's set to true. Basically it simply means that we need to track the whichever player will take the first move. So in this case, x, the player which have the x piece will take the first move, followed by the player which is having zero piece, it will take the second move. So it is set to true. So right here, guys, if you see, so we have declared this. So inside this render method, basically instead of basically here we will be returning, so here we will be printing out first of all, here we will be having another div here, and basically this will hold the class name called as status. So here we will be displaying which player is taking the move. So we will be later on be having this, and then also we will be having a simple button to reset the game whenever the game is over. So we will have a reset button also, and then we will have a simple div tag, and basically this will be having the class which is board row. So here we will be populating all the rows of the tic-tac-toe game. So this function we will now make, guys, which is called as render square, and here you will pass the square name. So first we will render out square 1, and then we will render out the, here you will pass the values here, this dot render square 2. This completes the first row. The first row is done, guys. In the similar manner we will come to the next row. So if you see, guys, again this will have a class name called as board row. So all these classes we will style it inside index.css, so don't worry about it. So right here we will now once again call this method, which is render square 3, 4, 5, and similarly we will have for the last one as well, which is 6, 7, 8. So as you see, the indexing starts from 0, so that's why it 0 from 8, exactly 9 squares are there inside this game. This will be 6, 7 and 8. Now we just need to make this function, guys. So basically right here at the very top we will make this function. Basically this is a function which lets you render the squares on the board of the tic-tac-toe game. So basically this will be the render square method. It takes the integer which is passed to it, and basically from this method, guys, we will return something here, and we will make this component called as square component, and here we need to give some properties to it. First of all, we will give the value which will be coming from this dot state dot squares. Squares, as you all know, guys, it's a empty array which contains 9 elements. So here we are passing the actual element which is passed to it. So here as you see, we are passing the 0th index of the array, so it will be 0, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this way the value will be passed to this component, and also we will pass the on click as well. So whenever you click this component, what will happen? So here we will pass this dot handle click I. So that's it, guys. So basically now we need to render out this component, which is the square component. So basically right here at the very top, basically this will be a functional component. So just type here square, it will be in capital letters square, and some properties will be passed to it, props. And inside this, guys, we just need to return something here which is called as a simple button. Basically this will be a button and it will have a class name of square. So, and the value will be actually props dot value. So you can see we are passing the value here, which is props dot value, and also we will be attaching an on click to this button. So the function which is passed to it, which is props dot on click, like this. This is a function that we passed here, guys. You can see that. So this full function will get automatically called whenever you click this button. So after this, guys, what we need to say is that basically we need to go to index.js. If you clearly see inside your browser, nothing will be seen. If you clearly see, nothing will be seen on the, you will see 9 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 squares will be there. So nothing will be, if you click it, nothing will happen. So why we need to style this, guys, first of all. So just go to your index.css file. So basically we will target the body and font 14 pixel. I think this font is not required. You can also neglect this, and for the margin we will say 20 pixel. Unordered and ordered list, you can give it a margin left. So now we will be actually be targeting the square class. So this square class we have given to each of the button element. If you clearly see, we have given this square class to the each of the button which is appearing here. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we will now need to style this. So for each button we need to change the background color to red. If I change it to red color, you will now see it will change to red color. You will now see. So we can change it to white color, and we will change it the border 1 pixel solid and this color 999. So now it will have a gray border inside it. If you refresh it, a gray border will be there, and it should be floated at the left position. And font size, you will change it to 24 pixel, font weight to bold, and line height will be equal to 34 pixel. And also we will be giving a fixed height to it of 34, and margin from the right position will be around -1 pixel, and margin from the top will be around -1 pixel as well. And padding, we will remove it, and we will align the text in the center position, and we will give it a width of 34 pixel. That's it. So this is a styling for this button, guys. If you now see, refresh this, now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we need to display this in a nice little manner so that only 3 rows appear in 1 row. For that we need to use first of all, when we focus the button, we need to remove the outline. So we will say outline to none. So now if you focus that, it will remove the outline. So also, guys, we need to target the game class that we have given here. Basically this is a game class. So for the game class we need to change the display to flex. So if you change this property, display flex, and flex direction to row, so now it will change it to row type. If you refresh it, now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So exactly 3 columns are there in 1 row. First row, second row, third row. So in this way guys you can do this, and we will also be styling the game info, which is margin from the left is 20 pixel. Also write some styles here which is necessary. So the status which player is playing, we will give it a margin bottom 10 pixel, and also write these styles. So this completes the CSS guys for the application if you see. So now what we need to do is that go to our, basically whenever we click inside this button we need to place the X or 0 depending upon which player is playing. So if you are taking the first chance, then it will be X. We will also be displaying the status whichever player is taking the move. So all this we will be covering it. So now what we need to say, we need to write this method guys, which we are this dot handle click. So we need to render out this method here. Basically whenever we click inside the button we need to make this. Right here at the very top we can say, we can declare this variable handle click, and basically this will pass the number of square on which index you have clicked. So this I variable will be passed to this function. So basically first of all we will have the squares. We can get the squares by this dot state dot squares dot slice. We will slice it, and basically if squares I, and we will also at the same time we will calculate the winner. So basically whenever you place your turn, at the same time we will also call this function which will actually calculate whether it is a winner. So you can see basically it will check each time you place an X or 0, it will check if it is repeated 3 times in a row. If it is the case, then it will be declared the winner, either X or 0. So that function calculate winner, we will declare it at the very top guys. So you can declare this function right here at the very top, or like this. Yeah, we can declare here. Basically this function will handle the logic to calculate who is the winner. So this function will be calculate winner. That's it. We will just declare it and later on write this. First of all we need to insert the pieces, either X or 0. For doing this guys it's very easy. Inside the handle click, if we can just simply return from this, if this is the case, if either one returns true, in that case we can simply return. If no winner is there, then we need to continue the game. So we need to place the icon. So for placing the icons guys, we can place it at that particular location, squares I, and here we will simply say this dot state dot X is next. So question mark, basically we have declared this variable guys, this is set to true. Basically whenever you load your application for the very first time, the first move will be for X and then followed by 0. So it is just checking if it is true. In that case X will be placed, and if it is false then 0 will be placed. So basically this is O. So this is just a ternary operator you have studied inside programming, C++, Python. You have studied this operator. Whether this condition is true, then do this. If it is false, then do this. And after this guys, we also need to set the state. So we will set the state here like this inside this object. So squares will be equal to squares, the squares array. And also we will update this value X is next. We will change it to we will put the not symbol. We will toggle this value. So if it is equal to true, then we will make it false. If it is equal to false, then we will make it to true. That's it. So now if you refresh your application, now you can see you can able to place icons inside your board like structure guys. So now at the same time, whenever you make this move guys, if I place X here, I need to call this function which is called as calculate winner at the same time, just to check if let's suppose I make another move. So in this case guys, you need to print out X is the winner. because we need to, this is the condition of tic-tac-toe game, you have played it, so whenever the user reaches this condition, this is the end of the game. So we need to calculate this by using a simple function here, and whether this condition happens at any time diagonally or horizontally, vertically, in either of these cases we need to print out that X is the winner or 0 or O is the winner. And also guys, we need to also print out the status whichever player is playing, moving the icon. So right here inside your status, if you see here inside our status here, we can simply write here this dot state dot status. I think if you see, yeah, for doing this guys, for rendering out the status, basically here we need to, inside our render method, basically we will get the winner by calling this function which is calculate winner, and this will take the squares array as an argument, and then we will have the status. Basically here we will check if the winner is there. In that case we will say that the status is equal to the winner is equal to, so basically here we will print out the winner name like this, winner. So if the winner is not there in the else scenario, we just need to update the status. So whichever player is taking the move, so the status will be equal to next player, and here you need to print out your this dot state dot X is next. So here we will put a question mark. If it is set to true, then we will say X, or if it is equal to false, then we will put here O. That's it. So if you just need to render out the status guys, you can now see status. So now you can see, if you refresh it, next player, you can see X is taking the move, then it will change to O, again it will change to X, it will, you can now see, it will exactly tell me which player needs to play now. So it is good for user interaction, user will know which player is playing the game. So you can see, so now we just need to make this function guys, which is calculate winner, which will actually say that whichever player is winning. So now we just need to write the simple function here, which is this calculate winner. So this will be a simple logic guys, which we will be doing it. So first of all, we will have a lines array, and inside this array we will have another array, nested array. So this will be equal to 0 1 2. So basically the logic behind checking this winner guys, we will enumerate, we will list out all the combinations in which the tic-tac-toe game is ending. So this is the first combination, this is the first combination, this is the second combination, this is the third combination, this is the fourth one, this fifth, sixth. So all these combinations we will store it inside this array. So indexing start from 0, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So in this case 0 1 2 is a combination, so we are writing this as a first element, and in the same way 3 4 5 is also a combination, and 6 7 8 is also a combination. So 6 7 8. So here we are just enumerating all the possible states in which the player can be declared as a winner. So 0 3 6 is also a combination, 1 4 7. You can also manually check guys, so I don't have so much time to explain, that's why I'm writing all the combinations. You can even check these 9 combinations will be there. I think it is 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6, possibly 8 combinations are there. So 2 5 8 0 4 8 and 2 4 6. So this is the array that we have constructed guys. So now basically we will use the simple for loop to loop through these, check all the combinations. So I smaller than lines.length, I plus plus. So whenever player makes a move, we will check all these combinations inside this for loop just to make sure that we have a winner. And here we will declare const abc. So we will get the values we will from this array line side. So we will get the values here 0, 1, 2. We will destructure it and store it inside abc. And here we will check if squares, as you see guys, squares is an array which is an empty array. So we will, if squares a, and in this scenario if squares a is equal to triple equal to, we will use squares b, and also squares a is equal to square c. So in this case guys we have the winner. So this is a simple logic guys, you can now see. If you understand this, then you will understand the full logic of this game. This is a simple if condition. Basically here we are checking that if this index is the same to this index to the same to this. If I see here, let me say, if I play this game, it will not run because this for loop is running, so that's why. So basically it is saying that if a is equal to b is equal to c, so if all these three indexes are the same, in that case we can return the square one, which is either x or 0. So squares a, that's it. And if we compare all this, if nothing is returned, so nobody is the winner, so in that case we can return null. So no one is the winner, so it's a draw, or we just need to wait for the next turn to make. That's it guys, this is a function, and I think the application is complete. If you refresh it now, and if you see here, squares is not defined, so we need to take it the squares array as an argument. So that's why we are taking this as an argument. So like this, you can now see. So if you now refresh it, and basically if I play this game now, so now you can see winner is equal to x. So now the game is over, you can't play this game anymore, you can't place the icons. You can now see the game is over, you can see winner is x, and you can click the reset button. The reset button will not work, so we need to tackle this. So we have this reset button guys, which we will have, so we need to bind a simple on click to it. So basically when we click this button, basically here we need to declare a function which we'll call as reset game. So basically inside this game guys, this dot reset, so basically here this is the inline function, and here we will call this dot reset. So here we just need to declare this simple function which will actually reset the game. So right here, if you see, we will declare this reset game method. So now to reset this, we need to again play with the state. We just need to set the state, the squares array, to empty. So this dot state dot squares, and we will map each element to null. Each element to null, and also we will set the x is next to true. That's it. So this will reset the game guys. All the board will be empty now after the game is over. If I place here, game is over, click reset. Now you can see next player x, the game is now empty. You can again play this game. So in this way guys, you can build out a fully featured tic-tac-toe game inside React.js application using simple JavaScript. We have not used any sort of framework for building this application. You can play with their friends, so it's a multiplayer game. 2 players can play this game at one time. So please hit the like button, subscribe the channel if you're watching it for the very first time. And I am seeing that people are not liking the stream. Only 7 people have liked the stream. So just reach up to 10 likes guys. So if you're not liking the content, please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well, and all the source code of this tutorial I have given in the description of this live stream. So in the live chat as well, you can go to the full source code. This is a tic-tac-toe strategy board game that we have developed inside React.js. So if you have now any sort of questions, you can ask in the comment section. So we have this question answer session now. If you have any sort of, Ashmeet is saying thanks for this tutorial. So if you have any sort of questions related to this tutorial, you can ask it. Anyone watching? And you can even give me ideas for the future live streams if you want to, which topics you want to watch. I can make those topics. Can you make it multiplayer using fetch? uh, it is multiplayer, you can play with yourself. But yeah, I'm talking about, you are saying make it multiplayer so that people around the world can play it. Yeah, for this you need to use socket.io. So in the next tutorial I will definitely try to make it real-time multiplayer so that two users from different windows can play this game at the same time. So this will require socket.io. It's basically a WebRTC protocol, a real-time protocol where information can be shared between the browser and the server. So for that we need to use, also need to use Node.js, React.js and socket.io. So this will be a full stack application. So we will definitely try. So please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. Any tutorials on plotting soon. So which plotting you are talking about? Plotting graphs, plotting data inside bar graphs or line charts from an external API. That way you are talking about. So there is very famous libraries which are there for fetching or putting the data or fetching or plotting data. So definitely some libraries are there. So I will definitely try to make those tutorials as well. So for that guys, you just need to hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So anybody who haven't joined the WhatsApp group of Coding Shiksha guys, you can join the WhatsApp group of Coding Shiksha. Anybody new to this channel, we have created a brand new WhatsApp group if you want to join it. Basically to get notifications about videos. Let me share the link here in the live chat. If you want to join it, you can join it here. Let me give you the basically, let me just wait, I'm giving the link here inside. So this will be the link guys, so if you want to join it, you can join the WhatsApp group too. So this is the link guys we have given here. So basically it's the WhatsApp group of Coding Shiksha. So if you want to join it, you can join it to ask doubts. So basically you can join this group here. Basically this is a group here where I post tutorials. You can also ask direct questions if you have any sort of doubts related to programming or any sort of things out there. So you can join it.